The next one is a vehicle. Lots of people buy really expensive cars and they never learn all the bells and whistles and they never learn all of the reasons for having the higher expensive car. And so the question is, what are you using the car for? And then maybe you got a deal on it, maybe there's a reason to have it, but in most cases it's just a fancy car, again keeping up with the Joneses, and then what for? And the reason I say that is because we have really nice cars that are in our garage, and I remember my husband trying to sell me on during one of these conversations where we had the talk, trying to sell me on a more expensive car. And I said, "Who are you trying to impress? Because you leave so early in the morning that none of the neighbors see you drive out of the drive. You come home so late at night, it's dark outside, they don't see you come home. You pull your car inside the garage and you park it. You close the door. No one ever sees your car. Nobody knows what you drive. Who are you trying to impress?" Now, he works at a fancy car dealership. So when he drives his car in the fancy car dealership, like all the way to work, yeah, it's fancy. But when he parks it on the car dealership lot, it's like every other car that's there. Who are you trying to impress? Not the people you work for or work with, right? There's all these fancy cars out there on the lot. What is the fancy cars for? And so you have to stop and say, why the car with all the bells and whistles? If the point is to get from point A to point B and you're just going to and from your job, do you need the fancy car with all the bells and whistles? And my husband's argument was like, yeah, I feel fantastic in it. Okay, great. But maybe it doesn't need to be upgraded every year or every other year. Maybe this is a car that makes you feel really great and you hang on to it for a few years, right? Again, did I need it 5 minutes ago? Can I live another 5 minutes without it? Can I wait 21 days before I jump on this purchase? So we're trying to stop impulse buying. If I can get one message across to you today is stop with the impulse buying, because we're buying a lot of stuff that we're bringing into our lives that's consuming a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of money, and it's stuff that we never use. And if we're not going to use it, or if we don't use the full extent of it, okay, my husband has really nice cars, but like in one of the cars he has, we've got a couple nice cars, but in one of the cars, it's got like a cooler in the console. A cooler! Like for what? What, I gotta go pack my lunch and go sit in my car? Well, no, no, I'm not. I don't think we've ever used it. And it has like glow in the dark, like ambiance lighting. Like it turns colors on you. Well, we don't sit and meditate in the car or anything. You're driving to and from a place, and then when you get there, you get out and you're done. You know what I mean? My point is that a lot of us fall for things that's just fancy advertising that we don't need and we don't use, right? So that's what this is all about. If you were to buy this item again, would you pay for the extra bells and whistles? That's the question. If you were to buy it all over again, would you pay the full price for all the bells and whistles? Oftentimes the answer is no. I've had nice things over the years. And one of them I do regret selling. It was my treadmill, and the treadmill went up to 12 miles an hour. And all the other treadmills I could find, including the ones at the gym, only went up to 10 miles an hour. It's very rare that I run 12 miles an hour, but if you really get going and you're in race mode, it's great to be able to go up to 12 miles an hour. And it was a really durable treadmill. And also it had a 60-inch, which is 5 feet, plate where you run on. So if you have a really long stride, you're not going to slip off the end of the treadmill. So if I bought it again, and I did sell it because I switched out my recording studio that was at one time my weight room. If I was going to buy it again, would I buy the same one and would I buy it with all the bells and whistles? And the answer is yes. Okay. So that is something that I sold. I regret having sold it, but I wasn't using it, and that's why I sold it. I'm actually out running on the pavement every day. So there are other ways to still get the same exercise, and I'm glad that I was able to free up the space because I use it. But if you were going to buy it again, would you buy it with all the bells and whistles? And if the answer is yes, good. And if it's not, maybe it's one of those things you don't want to spend money on, right?